हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम देखने वाले हैं इम्पोर्टेंट डेफिनेशंस। नेक्स्ट पार्ट है ये, तो इसमें देखने वाले हैं चैप्टर नंबर 6 सुपरपोजिशन ऑफ वेव्स। इसकी डेफिनेशंस, फर्स्ट वन इज़ प्रोग्रेसिव वेव और ट्रैवलिंग वेव। A wave which travels continuously in a medium in the same direction without a change in its amplitude is called traveling wave or a progressive wave. Then है transverse progressive wave. A progressive wave in which the particles of the medium vibrates in a direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave is called a transverse progressive wave. Third one, longitudinal progressive wave. A progressive wave in which the particles of the medium vibrates in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave is called longitudinal progressive wave. Number 4, stationary wave or standing wave. When two identical progressive waves traveling along the same path in the opposite directions interfere with each other, resultant wave is called a stationary wave or standing wave. Number 5, free vibrations. Vibrations of a body free to vibrate when it is disturbed from its equilibrium position and left to itself are called free vibrations. Number 6, force vibrations. The vibrations of a body in response to an external periodic force are called force vibrations. Then 7 number, resonance. If a body is made to vibrate by an external periodic force whose frequency is equal to the natural frequency of the body vibrates with maximum amplitude. This phenomenon is called resonance. Number 8, beats. A periodic vibration in loudness or intensity when two sound notes of slightly different frequencies are sounded at the same time is called beats. Number 9, period of beats. The time interval between two successive maxima or minima of sound at a given place is called the period of beats. Number 10, bit frequency. The number of bits produced per unit time is called the bit frequency. अब देखेंगे चैप्टर नंबर 7, वेव ऑप्टिक्स की डिफिनेशंस। नंबर 1 है वेव फ्रंट। ए वेव फ्रंट इज डिफाइंड एज surface of all neighboring points which receive light waves from a source at the same instant and are in the same phase. Number 2, wave normal. A wave normal at a point on a wavefront is defined as a line drawn perpendicular to the wavefront in the direction of propagation of the wavefront. Number 3, plane of vibration. The plane of vibration of an electromagnetic wave is the plane of vibration of the electric field vector containing the direction of propagation of the wave. Number 4, plane of polarization. The plane of polarization of an electromagnetic wave is defined as the plane perpendicular to the plane of vibration. It is the plane containing the magnetic field vector and the direction of propagation of the wave. Number 5, the Brewster angle or the polarizing angle. The Brewster angle or the polarizing angle for an interface is the angle of incidence for a ray of unpolarized light at which the reflected ray is completely plane polarized. Number 6, interference of light. Interference of light is the phenomenon in which the superposition of two or more light waves produces a resultant disturbance of redistributed light intensity or energy. Number 7, diffraction of light. Diffraction of light is the phenomenon of bending of light waves at an edge into the region of the geometrical shadow. Number 8. Resolving power of an optical instrument. Resolving power of is defined as the reciprocal of the least angular separation between the objects that are just resolved. Number 9. Resolving power of a microscope. The resolving power of a microscope is defined as the reciprocal of the least separation between two closely spaced points on an object which are just resolved when viewed through the microscope. Number 10. Resolving power of a telescope. The resolving power of a telescope is defined as the reciprocal of the angular limit of resolution between two closely spaced distant objects so that they are just resolved when seen through the telescope. Let's see chapter number 8, electrostatics. First definition, electric potential difference. The electric potential difference between 2 points in the electric field is defined as the work done per unit charge by an external agent against the electric force in moving an infinitesimal positive charge from one point to the other without acceleration. Second definition है electric potential. The electric potential at a point in an electric field is defined as the work per unit charge that must be done by an external agent against the electric force. Third definition है the electron volt. 1 electron volt is the energy change that takes place when a unit charge, that is 1 electron, is moved through a potential difference of 1 volt. 4.1 Electric potential gradient. The rate of change of electric potential with distance in a specified direction is called the electric potential gradient in that direction. Fifth number, electric polarization. The electric polarization at every point within a dielectric is defined as the electric dipole moment per unit volume. It has the direction of the external electric field. Number 6. Capacitance of a capacitor. The capacitance of a capacitor is defined as the ratio of the charge on either conductor to the potential difference between the two conductors forming the capacitor. Number 7. The SI unit of capacitance or capacity or the farad. The capacitance of an isolated conductor is said to be 1 farad if a charge of 1 coulomb is required to increase its potential by 1 volt. 1 farad is equal to 1 coulomb upon 1 volt. Now let us see the definition of chapter number 9, current electricity. Potential gradient. Potential gradient along a wire and where. Now chapter number 9, current electricity. There is only one definition which is important, potential gradient or potential gradient along a wire. With a potential difference applied across a uniform resistance, potential gradient along the wire is the potential difference, that is the fall of potential from the high potential end per unit length of the wire. Now chapter number 10, magnetic field due to the electric current. First definition, the ampere. Ampere is defined as the unit of electric current that is equal to the flow of 1 coulomb per second. Second one, the SI unit of magnetic field or induction or the Tesla. The SI unit of magnetic field or induction is Tesla. The magnitude of magnetic induction is said to be 1 Tesla if a charge of 1 coulomb experiences a force of 1 Newton when it moves at 1 meter per second in a magnetic field in a direction perpendicular to the direction of the field. Now next lesson, chapter number 11, magnetic materials. First definition, magnetization. The magnetization of the material is defined as the net magnetic moment per unit volume of a material. Second definition, magnetic intensity. The magnetic intensity is defined as the magnetic induction in an isotopic medium divided by the permeability of the medium. Number 3, magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility is the measure of the degree of magnetization of a material in response to the external applied magnetic field. Now next lesson, chapter number 12, electromagnetic induction. First definition, magnetic flux. The magnetic flux through a given area in a magnetic field is defined as the total number of magnetic lines of force passing normally through that area. Number 2, electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction is the phenomenon of production of EMF in a conductor or circuit due to the motion or the conductor in a magnetic field or by a changing magnetic flux through the circuit. Number 3, self-induction. The phenomenon of production of induced EMF in a coil due to the change of current in the same coil is called self-induction. Number 4, self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction. The self-inductance or the coefficient of self-induction of a coil is defined as the EMF induced in the coil per unit time, rate of change of current in the same coil. और इसकी दूसरी definition, the self-inductance of a coil is the ratio of magnetic flux linked with the coil to the current in it. Number 5, the Henry. The self-inductance of a coil is 1 Henry if an EMF of 1 volt is induced in the coil when the current through the coil changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second. और दूसरी definition इसकी, the mutual inductance of a coil with respect to magnetically linked neighboring coil is 1 Henry if an EMF of 1 volt is induced in the secondary coil when the current in the primary coil changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second. Number 6, mutual inductance. Mutual induction. The phenomenon of production of induced EMF in one coil due to changing current in magnetically linked neighboring coil is called mutual induction. Number 7, mutual inductance or coefficient of mutual induction. The mutual inductance or the coefficient of mutual induction of two magnetically linked coils is equal to the flux linkage of one coil per unit current in the neighboring coil. Chapter number 13, AC circuits. First definition, inductive reactance. The resistance offered by an inductor to the alternating current through it is called the inductive reactance. Second definition है capacitive reactance. The resistance offered by a capacitor to the alternating current through it is called the capacitive reactance. Third definition है impedance. In an AC circuit containing resistance and inductance and or capacitance, the effective resistance offered by the circuit is called impedance. Number 4, Average value of an alternating EMF or current. The average value or mean value of an alternating EMF or current is defined as its average value over half cycle. Chapter 14, Dual Nature of Radiation and Matter. First definition is threshold frequency. The threshold frequency for a given metal surface is defined as the characteristics of minimum frequency of incident radiation below which no photoelectrons are emitted from that metal surface. Number 2, threshold wavelength. The threshold wavelength for a given metal surface is defined as the characteristic maximum wavelength of the incident radiation above which no photoelectrons are emitted from that metal surface. Number 3, stopping potential. The stopping potential is defined as the value of the retarding potential difference that is just sufficient to stop the most energetic photoelectrons from reaching the collector so that the photoelectric current in a photocell reduces to zero. Number 4, photoelectric work function. The photoelectric work function of a metal is defined as the minimum photon energy that will eject an electron from the metal. Now, chapter number 15, Structure of Atoms and Nuclei. First definition, stationary or stable orbit. In the Mohr model of a hydrogen atom, a stationary or stable orbit is defined as any of the discrete allowed orbits such that the electron does not radiate energy while it is in such orbits. Second definition, ground state of an atom. Ground state of an atom is defined as the lowest stable energy state of the atom. Number 3, excitation energy of an atomic electron. The energy required to transfer an electron from the ground state to an excited state is called excitation energy of the electron in that state. Number 4, binding energy of an atomic electron. Binding energy of an electron in an atom is defined as minimum energy that should be provided to an orbital electron to remove it from the atom such that its total energy is zero. Number 5, ionization energy of an atomic electron or ionization energy of an atom. Ionization energy of an electron in an atom is defined as the minimum energy required to remove the least strongly bound electron from a neutral atom such that its total energy is zero. Number 6, radioactivity. Radioactivity is the phenomenon in which an element spontaneously disintegrates into nuclei of another element spontaneously, emitting alpha particles or beta particles accompanied by gamma rays. Number 7, half-life of a radioactive element. The half-life of a radioactive element is defined as time interval during which half of the initial number of nuclei of disintegrate. Number 8, decay constant or disintegration constant. The decay constant or disintegration constant of a radioactive element is defined as the ratio of the disintegration rate at an instant to the number of nuclei of the element disintegrate. Number 9, mean life of a radioactive element. The mean life of a radioactive element is the average time for which the undecayed nuclei of the element exist before decaying. It is equal to the reciprocal of the decay constant of that element. Number 10, nuclear fission. Nuclear fission is a nuclear reaction in which a heavy nucleus of an atom splits into two or more fragments of comparable size either spontaneously or when bombarded by a neutron with the release of enormous amount of energy. Number 11, nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is a type of nuclear reaction in which lighter atomic nuclei fuse to form a heavier nucleus with the release of enormous amount of energy. Number 12, chain reaction. A chain reaction is a self-multiplying nuclear fission process in which neutrons ejected in one nuclear fission strike neighboring nuclei of fissile material and cause more fissions. Now, chapter number 16, Semiconductor devices. First definition, depletion layer or region. The depletion layer or depletion region is the region of the junction between a p-type layer and an n-type layer within a single semiconducting crystal which is depleted of free charge carriers. Number 2, barrier potential. The barrier potential is defined as electric potential difference across the depletion region of a p-n junction. Number 3, rectification. The process of converting an alternating voltage or current to a direct voltage or current is called rectification. These are all important definitions of chapters. नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम नेक्स्ट इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक को देखेंगे. ओके, इसको आप लर्न कर कीजिएगा, एग्ज़ाम के लिए बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. ओके देन, बाय बाय, हैव ए गुड डे. थैंक यू.